Hi everyone, welcome to our video today. I'm Lisa from Down to Earth Gardening and Design, and today we're going to be pruning this beautiful dwarf Japanese maple. So I want to first talk about when is the best time to prune it and a little bit about how to prune your dwarf Japanese maples. And I'm also going to talk about some don'ts along the way because this is a pretty delicate little tree here, beautiful. So first I want to say that I do love my dwarf Japanese maples. They have such a nice flowing weeping habit. They look really great on a retaining wall or as a foundation planting or in a nice natural rock planting. And they come in some different colors. They have some deeply lobed leaves, highly serrated leaves here, very ferny and delicate. But because of its delicate structure, there are some do's and don'ts when it comes to pruning and caring for your Japanese maple. So number one, we have to talk about timing. So timing is everything for pruning this beauty here. And right now it's early spring, and that is the optimal time to be pruning your dwarf maple. Now with that said, you also can do a little bit of maintenance pruning in the summer, and then in the fall some preventative pruning. Because of their dwarf habit, they can be susceptible to the weight of heavy snow sitting on them. So I'm here in New England in zone 6B, by the way, so that is an issue here. So in the fall you do a little bit of prevention, and that goes a long way. But in the springtime, that's when you should be doing your majority of pruning for a couple of reasons. So number one is because it's dormant. So it's the best time to prune it when you see it budding a little bit or the leaves are just emerging. And that is just purely for the health of the plant. If you're doing a lot of your pruning in the summertime, you're going to see a sap oozing, it's actively growing, and for the health of the plant, that is not the ideal time. So spring is ideal time. Number two, spring is a great time because you can see the structure of the little tree here. So it has some beautiful winding branches and a trunk here. By the way, this one's pretty established. It's about 20 plus years old. And it'll give you a chance to see what you can aesthetically take away and what to take away or to take off from the little tree for the health of it. I want to talk a little bit about this dwarf Japanese maple in particular. So remember I said it is a pretty mature little maple, and you can see the structure of it here, how large it is. Now typically, depending on the variety, these will get to be about 6 feet tall and 8 feet wide. Okay, this one is taller and definitely wider. I wish I had a measuring tape on me today because I'm going to say it's at least 15 feet wide. So a couple of issues that we're attacking today is number one, there is a lot of dead on it, and you can see here the dead just by the color. So again, that's another bonus of pruning at this time of year, is you can visibly see the dead on it. But number two, it's really outgrown its space here. So this is a stairway to the front of the house, and it's really impeding on safely getting up the stairs and using the handrail. So it's going to have to come in and down a little bit. So we're really going to be pruning quite a bit off it. Now typically when you do this task, you should only be taking about 1/3 off of your little tree. But we're going to be taking more today. And again, that's for the overall health and just to try to save this for as long as we possibly can. What not to do is no shearing. So you should not be getting out shears for this delicate little shrub here. And that's because you're not going to be able to make your nice angled cuts, number one. And number two, you really shouldn't be shearing it because of the form, the natural form of it. It's not going to shear well. You're going to end up with a lot of holes in it. So it's going to take a little more time. You're going to be using your clean hand pruners. You might see some loppers out today. We may even need the pole pruners and a little hand saw. So all of your tools should be clean and sterilized for this project here. Now, as we attack it, you're going to see us, number one, looking at the structure and removing anything that is not healthy, dead, damaged, or diseased. You hear me say that a lot in these pruning videos, but that's very important for the overall health of the plant. And then number two, we're going to be taking away anything that's kind of going in the wrong direction. So we talked about the railing. If you have some little branches that are shooting off in the wrong direction or even heading up, we're going to be removing those. And then last but not least, you're going to try to shape it up and think about aesthetics. So it's going to look a little like a bonsai tree, especially this one here, and taking so much off, but that's okay because once it starts putting on its new growth and its leaves emerge, it's going to fill out and it will be beautiful. So let's get started on this big project today. Okay, Josh is starting by taking off some of the larger branches, and this is really going to take a lot of weight off. And so the problem with leaving the leggy branches here is that in the winter, remember I was talking about living in New England, the weight of the snow, the branches will break and then you have no control over the cut. So we're going to do that first. And we're also checking for anything that is rubbing, any larger branches here that are touching or rubbing. So thinking about the overall health and a little bit about appearance. So by taking off some of the larger branches first, we're really saving a lot of time here because you can see there's a lot of dead and crossing branches here that need to be fine-tuned. So we'll save the fine-tuning and the handiwork for later, but we're saving ourselves a lot of time by removing these large branches first, and we're doing this strategically. So we're really trying to just save the main trunk here and then leaving this weeping habit here. So it's really going to be lifted and like I said, look a little like a bonsai tree.